That was a personal decision. I know she may believe in God, she's still not angry about my atheism. Until I flew the nest and met realities of rent and debt that I got enough perspective to really, actually, finally get. Why, sometimes the answer, it had to be no. Sometimes I crossed lines and she wanted to show the way my selfish actions eroded her soul because she was struggling hard just to eke out cash flow. Raising 2 teenagers, mostly all on her own, because my father died young. A prick. Left the lumber with a mortgage when he took off with his kid. Well, it was many years hence when my mother and me, we were hanging on the patio taking late evening tea. 2 sugars and some milk tea complemented the spliff we just spotted. Since I converted her in Amsterdam, because it helps with her arthritic knee. Smoking up with parents is just a giggle, undeniably. We were chatting about those little things of little consequence, that rambling, giggly, silly talk of those whose follicles bear evidence of indulgence in a very specific remedy. As a painkiller, there's very little that can match up to its efficacy. But what's important for this tale is the indisputable tendency to promote an openness not often found within society. The ability to express just how you feel and how you might just see things differently from those around, end up debating openly. A chance to broach a topic that had gnawed at me relentlessly, this single, seemingly unfathomable quandary. How when I'd stumbled many times just simply trying to support a meagre life of frozen pizzas, roll-ups, beers and little more. How somehow she'd given both of us near everything she does. Within reason, we never went without what we desired in our hearts. Well, it was then, right there on weathered towers, that it finally occurred to me. I know the truth, I'll tell it nothing less than how I provided for you both, for that was really just through diligently giving up most things for me and my son. I did that willingly. Worked for many years, and you could probably start to comprehend that not a penny on myself did I once spend. Now I'm paraphrasing here, because my mum, she ain't a wordsmith, which isn't to say she wasn't quite significantly learned. I had to add on to her words dramatic emphasis, because I wanted her to feel just how I felt. The gravity of what she hit me like a truck, because see, I realised this woman, she'd given up. Put my needs before her own, and she'd invested with nothing that I would grow into a man who would be worthy of her legacy. So whenever I list my heroes, I always count from 3 to 1. It goes Sage Francis, Bill Hicks, and at the top, it's my mum, because she's always stuck throughout everything I've done. I'm just sorry sometimes I'm rubbish at being a good son. But she was slightly mortified that I told 200 random strangers that she smoked weed. But she's never going to meet me, so it doesn't matter. Okay, my next piece. There was a bit of a preamble before this one. I wrote this. It was coming up to Valentine's Day, and my partner has, like many people, just joined the ranks of the unemployed, because it turns out that some companies are run by morally bankrupt arseholes. Who'd have guessed? But I wanted to get something, I wanted to do something that didn't need to be reciprocated, and so I thought, I know, I'll write a poem. So I did. I sat down, I wrote a poem the day before, cooked the dinner, got everything ready, got the wine open, everything's perfect. I'm in the kitchen, and he's there. I thought, now's the time to do this. So I centered myself, got ready to deliver the first line, and just as I was about to do it, his housemate walks through the door, starts talking to him, he's walking out, and so in an effort to save this moment, I reached out for him and a little bit too aggressively went, do you know what I think? So when he finished looking at me like I was dangerously mentally ill, he rather sheepishly replied, what? And I said, I think that movies have fundamentally ruined the way we think love is supposed to look when it is laid bare. So there, I've said it. And my only hope is that you too get it. Because there will be no leaving train with me pursuing you at speed. I won't be banging on scuff windows until my fists do bleed, begging and then pleading with you, please just not to leave till our reunion on platform finds us shrouded in the steam. No orchestra swelling in time with our hearts. No other commuters applauding. No chance. No need for some tawdry pastiche of romance when all I need is right here, simply holding your glance. Who wants exploding fireworks illuminating cliched landmarks when the light in your eyes is so far past a million candle mark? Who wants skywritten jumbotron declarations of devotion when whispered words by pillow side convey those same emotions? I'd rather wait beside you, feel your breath upon my neck, keep both eyes closed a moment, enjoy the warmth of laying next to the boy I've dreamt about many moons, though feared my chance bereft, who now is somehow curled beside, laying here upon my bed. See, I'll take scrambled eggs on toast over 100 golden rings, unless they gave an extra love for me to share with you these things. I'll take scribbled jot of biro found on half-ripped envelope reading, forgot my keys, babe, love you, over 1,000,000 banknotes. I'll take your arms around my waist and your nose pressed to my neck. Entwined fingers, kisses linger, and now I know there's no escape. I'm captivated by affection, because I know this here is real. There's nothing overblown or grandiose about the way we feel. No Hollywood deal needed, no sex to fuss about. Just tell me that you love me, and that's a wrap or clap, no doubt. Thanks. Okay, I've only got one more piece, and I need three. This one I wrote for a project that's really dear to me, which it's called It. If you don't know what it is, it's going to become obvious in about 30 seconds. So yeah, this is called I was a teacher's pet. I was a grade A, apple polishing, homework on time doing, education loving geek. Detentions, none. Extensions, ha! Done and early at that. And yeah, in hindsight, I may well have been a bit of a twat. But I hated PE, because trust me, when you're a 14-year-old gay kid, the very last thing you need is to find yourself naked, cross showers from your none the wiser target of affection, battling the imminent threat of a most embarrassing erection. I'll never forget that rush of blood to head, that dizzying sense of fear, the chance my body might betray a secret held so near. The one I was convinced if evidence would cast me out from my friends, from peers, from family, from all I cared about. And so this doubt filled my mind, pervaded every waking thought. Erased histories on browsers helped ensure I wasn't caught. I was distraught, distressed and vexed. I got depressed, I felt discouraged. Because youthful energy got wasted hiding who I was from others. Now I didn't so much step, but more got kicked out of the closet. I recollect my terror as I heard that boy peruse the sonnets and stolen secrets greedily garnered from my hacked email account. He made it clear these revelations would be revealed. There was no doubt. Thus, tearful confessions to friends followed shortly. Yet they rallied around, buoyed me in storm seas. They told me they loved me regardless of this. That moment imbued with unrecountable bliss as I realised that this wasn't it. There was more to life. I could drop the facade that I gripped and be free. My mind reeled for I'd steal for so long for rejection. Mostly, found naught but warmth and affection. Now you can say that I got lucky, and there's probably some truth in that. I can't dispute the fact that the hostile habitat at high school, amongst the cool of the different, rewards the norm before the misfit. Pressure perceived can warp and mislead your sense of self. It feels sadistic. But if you're there right now, and somehow you're listening to these words, there's a very simple message I'm trying to impart through convoluted verse. 4 little syllables I hope you carry with you forever. However bleak the landscape seems to be, it gets better. You've a life of love and love and lust that's stretching out ahead of you. There's a world of possibilities, and I know that simply getting through the day can seem too much to take when you feel alone and lost. Just know, there are others who before you bore this cross, and yet we slipped out of its bindings, and we fashioned wooden wings, because through hope and sheer tenacity you can rise above those slings and arrows flung. Consider those parting shots, for you'll leave all that behind. One day your memories of their bigotry will be blurry, ill-defined. I want to draw a diagram, lay plans and sketch a route, to show you how you get here, how you finally figure out that your real friends love the real you, and that out doesn't mean cast out, and that it's absolutely nothing you need to feel ashamed about. Thank you very much.
I love doing this. It's one of the most satisfying things that I know, and everybody tonight has afforded me the chance to do it, and I'm immensely grateful for it. This is about some of the shit that helps get me through. It's called, it's called Never Alone. See, I'm never alone, and sometimes I can feel it. Sometimes life can tear apart your heart, but these are the things that heal it. And who am I so deep down inside, but these are the ways I help to reveal it. I remember back in February '95, I was but 13. The child music was any time I'd ever heard of cinema. Late one night on my TV screen appeared a programme about a man who was a world shaker, a mold breaker, came from a place called 9 Miles, Jamaica, but said that his home was in Zion. Worshipped a man who was also a god, who was also a lion. And him and his brethren wore their hair like manes. And they spoke of oppression of a people in chains, and they spoke of emancipation, they spoke of a plan unheard of before, what they called the healing of the nation. And when he sang and he danced, it was like he was under a deep kind of trance, and his voice was ablaze with power and pride and joy and pain, and things that 13-year-old boy would never be quite the same. A change had been sown in me like a seed, just as the body needs to feed, so too the soul must flourish, soul must be nourished. And since then my love for music has flourished and grown far and wide. My ear has grown, but reggae will always be my spiritual home, and as long as I can hear it, I'm never alone. I'm never alone whenever I get blazed. I go back to the days of being the way I was before the world got to me, and I see once again all those things that I forgot to see. And yes, I gamble with my health, but so much of life's a lottery. So my life's treadle, quality of equality is like a piece of pottery with the world I keep turning. So for now, I'm gonna keep burning and keep learning, because Mary Jane's been a healer and a teacher, and for a reason school ain't a piss in the pool compared to what I've learned from the reefer. School can teach you of the world, this much is true, but when you burn sensi, it teaches you of you. And whenever I've got a spliff inside me, I can feel my whole body relaxing so slightly like the chair I'm sitting in, but ease back a notch, and I can ease back and watch the world from a perspective that's slightly reclined, slightly refined, slightly inclined towards appreciation of my situation, and a peaceful vibration descends on my being, and I see myself seeing those around, less of the differences and more of the common ground. And that's what it does to your senses. Sound is so profound. When you listen to good music, it seems to appear like your G-spot's been relocated to your ear, and you can hear in colour, you can hear in 3 dimensions, you can drink in the whole thing or zero in your attention, individual elements. Listen to music you've heard countless times before and find new relevance, discover new layers, and feel the one making the music. This shouldn't be the answer to your prayers. Fly up to heaven and let Led Zeppelin take the stairs. And when I burn this plant, I share in a ritual practiced by humanity for 5 times longer than Christianity. Vancouver to Varanasi, chilling with Charis chase with the Banglassi, Swazi Dhaka, Thai stick, Moroccan Kif, cream from Manali, go from Manali, Dutch go back into a back road Spliff, Rastas and Samuels in Ethiopian Coptics, countries where it's indigenous and those where it's adopted. I connect with all of these every time I get stoned. And that's another reason why I'm never alone, because sometimes I can feel it, sometimes I can tear apart your heart, but these are the things that heal it, and I'm hide so deep down inside, but these are the ways I help to reveal it. Well, these days it seems it's a very popular position that all the conflict in the world is caused by religion. No, really, I ain't trying to be callous or cruel, but like Barabbas, I pity these fools, because religion ain't the cause, it's just the tool. People are always going to get heated, whatever the fuel, they just need different ways to justify it. Let me give you an example. If you could have tried to issue a race. Now, long before a child understands the colour of his face, it's already on the other kid's case and the other kid's face, fighting over Tories and trying to press the other girls and boys all the time. They get to school, they picking on the black kid, they're picking on the ginger, the nail of the fat kid, the white seems backward, holding religion and responsible. I find it kind of blinded. Don't blame the weapon, blame the one who hides behind it. And like most of you, I don't know how literally I take that book that overlooked the dinosaurs and maybe like the Minotaurs and ship in mythology instead of theology, but those eyes of mine never see water into wine, I do see miracles. Every day and night. I've seen a plant make food out of light. I've seen an ultrasound scan turn into a baby, turn into a man. I've seen a mother and child and that bond that they share to being so in love with someone that all they can do is sit and stare. I know there's something bigger out there, and I don't claim to understand it. And it's a deadly mistake to segregate and brand it, and I'm wary of those who claim to speak God's voice, but I do believe that we all face a constant choice, and nobody can tell you what's really true. The only person who can decide is you. Are the emotions we feel when the chemicals in the brain, or are there things the material world can't explain? I remain convinced of the latter, though I know what I believe. To many makes me foolish and naive, could give me a greater peace than any I've known. And that's just one of the reasons that I'm never alone. Thank you very much. This is kind of overlaps with some of the stuff Matt talked about wait over there, might be over there, about the power of having good people around you and what you can achieve with that. It's called a boom. In South Africa you'll find security to find foot tools, razor wire on the top and arm guards on call.